Errol Spence Jr. People are reporting that he is struggling in sparring for this Pacquiao fight. Let's talk about it in this video. King Jr. got another video for y'all. So apparently Errol Spence is getting touched up in sparring. You know, he's getting exposed. Everybody want to say this. Here's my take on the whole situation. Sparring is sparring, and anything can happen in that ring when you're in sparring. Sparring is supposed to prepare you for the fight. It's not the real fight. You know, sparring exposes things that you need to work on to be great at what you do in the professional ring. And people want to say, oh, Errol Spence is going to get exposed, and if he does that to Manny Pacquiao, oh, he's going to lose and stuff like this. Well, you can't say that, because the great fighters also, I'm going to point out a few great fighters that actually got knocked out in sparring. Sugar Ray Leonard got knocked out in sparring. Tommy Hearns got knocked out in sparring. David Tua, believe he got knocked out in sparring. And even Tyson Fury almost got knocked out in sparring. He got dropped by Efe Ajagba, and he almost got knocked out by Jared Anderson in sparring. But let me ask you guys this question. If Jared Anderson versus Tyson Fury in a professional match, do you think that Jared Anderson is going to do the same thing like he did in sparring? No, it's going to be a whole completely day when you step into a professional ring, because once those bright lights get on you, it's going to expose who you really are. And Errol Spence Jr. here is not getting really exposed, because, you know, this guy was mimicking Manny Pacquiao. As you can see, this guy was jumping in and jumping out. He was leaning on the left shoulder for his defense. This is how Manny Pacquiao fights. And Errol Spence, as you see, he was struggling to get Manny Pacquiao's timing down. And this is sparring. You know, this is what you got to do. And Errol Spence is not struggling in sparring. As you can see, he dipped his head down right there. It's preparing Errol Spence. Sparring and sparring. And whoever leaked this video should have the video taken down. And as you can see, Errol Spence was going to the body against a shorter fighter, and that's what you're going to have to do against Manny Pacquiao. And Errol Spence is not really struggling in sparring, in my opinion. It's just preparing him. You know, yeah, you're going to get exposed in sparring. Every fighter gets exposed in sparring. You know, you always can't win all of them in sparring. But Errol Spence is not going to get exposed here. As you see, he did get exposed. He actually got a cut on his eye, but that doesn't mean anything. Sparring is sparring. You know, everybody gonna say, oh, he's not gonna beat Manny Pacquiao. Look how he's looked. And like Keith Thurman said, he believes that when he fought Danny Garcia, Errol Spence was not 80%, he was 70% coming off a car accident. I can agree with that in somewhat form. I think that Errol Spence does not need to be 80%. Like Keith Thurman said, he doesn't need 10%. He's going to need 10% more to be successful. No, you're going to need 100% to beat Manny Pacquiao, because Manny Pacquiao, any given night, he can get you out of there. I don't believe Manny Pacquiao is going to get Errol Spence out of there, because Manny Pacquiao is just far too old. And as you can see, Errol Spence was having problems with this guy's movement, mimicking Manny Pacquiao, and this was a great way for Errol Spence to get adjusted to Manny Pacquiao. Errol Spence needs to spar this guy more often to get adjusted. As you can see, Derek James in the background watching other fighters, but he was telling Errol Spence, you need to work on this, you need to do that, and so on and so forth. But do I think Errol Spence was struggling in sparring? Absolutely. Everybody struggles in sparring. Sparring prepares you for the little mistakes and flaws that you're going to make in a professional ring. Once it comes to professional ring, you know, anything can happen. You know, you can either put on a great performance or you can be bad. But sparring prepares you for that before, so you won't make those mistakes in the actual professional ring. You know, everybody's going to take this video and run and say, oh, Errol Spence ain't going to beat Manny Pacquiao now. Look how awful he looks. Okay. Errol Spence is revamped. I think he's 100%. By Manny Pacquiao being 42 years old, we seen him in the Keith Thurman fight get exposed. He was getting hit with big clean punches between round 1 and 6. He very slowed down. He slowed down in 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. He just got very lucky off that knockdown in the very first round, I believe. I don't think Manny Pacquiao has anything left in the tank. Manny Pacquiao, yeah, he's showing all these videos exposing himself with his hand speed. But Manny Pacquiao, why are you hanging around a whole bunch of people? You know, you're running with people, you're hugging babies and all this other stuff. It makes me wonder if you really want this fight, because with this coronavirus that's going around, why are you around that many people running in your country and all this stuff? I won't be surprised if Manny Pacquiao pulls out this fight and says he has COVID or whatever or not. Clearly, that if y'all haven't seen that, Manny Pacquiao was just around too many people, and everybody looking at him suspect, like, why are you around these people? You know, the coronavirus going on. But that's a whole nother video to talk about. Do I think Errol Spence was struggling in sparring? Yes, he was struggling in sparring, but this is going to prepare him to get better. We've seen a lot of great fighters that struggle in sparring. Even Mike Tyson struggled in sparring against the best of the best. So what are we talking about? Tyson Fury claimed to be the best heavyweight in the world. He struggled in sparring. The point of the matter is, everybody struggles in sparring. Yeah, Errol Spence got exposed, but that doesn't mean that he's going to do this in the professional match. I think Errol Spence is going to be 110%. I think he's going to really get Manny Pacquiao out of there, and I think it's going to be over for Manny Pacquiao, and that's going to be his last fight. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. This is your boy King Jr. I'm out of here. Peace.